Hello.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome. How you doing, Stephen?
I'm doing dandy. How are you doing?
Doing well. And hello to our guest, Kat.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, Chris?
Also well. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've been excited about this for a long time.
I've been on pins and needles. We've tried to do this a couple times, but you're here, and I'm excited. So, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm Kat. I've not met you in person, but
Oh.
I've met Stephen
Okay.
plenty of times.
I
Stephen
did it
and I
again.
are
I waved again.
Stephen, there's not another Stephen here. So I met Stephen this summer. My shop was in Newport, and I was lucky enough to meet Stephen, and we had a really great summer. There was a lot of things that went into it, and we had a really good summer, and we stayed friends outside of it. And my professional and personal goals are really similar to Steven's professional and personal goals, and we bonded over that. And it just seems like we have a lot of our heart is in a lot of the same places, so we really bonded over that. And he was telling me that he does a podcast as well, and it was about sex positivity. And from some of the talks we've had, I mean, they're definitely sex positive. But yeah, I mean, very positive for most, I suppose. But like, I was like, oh, that sounds really fun. And we've had just so many little conversations about different things that it just, when the opportunity presented, and he was like, hey, would you want to be a guest? I was like, absolutely. And like you said, we've tried to do this a couple of times, but I'm really happy to be here. So
Wonderful.
yeah.
So I know what my own experience with broaching the topic of sex with Stephen was like. Could I get that from another person? What was how, if you recall, just because it's so fluid, it
is.
goes right in there.
The word fluid comes up a lot.
It does. With Stephen, there's lots of fluid.
It's not inherently fluid, okay?
If you're talking to Stephen about sex, the word fluid comes up a lot.
So much.
Mm-hmm. But the conversation itself is very fluid. That's correct. I would say like nothing's really off limits, and I think that's one of the things that I love about it is because that's how I am. Like if we're talking about sex, like we're talking about sex. Like we're not going to talk about just like
Who brought it up first, or how did it happen? I mean, was the sun shining? What
we
give
have a
me
mutual friend. Are you talking about just like sex in general? Like
just
how Steven
the first time that you and Stephen started talking about sex.
Oh,
Yeah.
so we have a mutual friend, God love her. She said the first thing you need to know about me is that I really love anal. And
That's how they introduced themselves?
to someone that we also know, yes.
Okay. All right. I love this person already.
Correct. She's fantastic.
Yeah.
But she said the first thing you need to know about me is that I love anal. And I was like, "Oh, same. Like that's dope because like nobody like." And I think that's just kind of what opened it up because I was like, "Oh, same. That's dope." And Stephen, of course, I don't even remember verbatim what
Right
he
up,
said,
I'm
but
sure,
it was Stephen. Yes, it was Stephen
Yeah.
things.
It was something along the lines of a hobbit hole. And that became what we would use to describe the
Yes, I think
rectum.
you told me that you don't like people to be in your hobbit hole, but you'll visit other hobbit holes. Is
On
what you
occasion,
said?
yeah.
Yes,
On occasion.
But I'm
on
mostly
occasion.
a stay to my own hobbit
homebody.
hole kind of individual.
So once you've discussed your hobbit hole with someone, like nothing's really off limits.
That's
So
true.
yeah,
Once you open that
yeah.
door, you let anything in. Yeah.
But I think it was just like one of those early conversations where it it was just one of those things like I was like, "Oh, cool, dope." And we were just able to have like a really natural conversation about things that other people wouldn't be caught dead about talking
Right.
about. And we're sitting there at Newport on the Levee talking about it.
I don't
So
know if it's Stephen that inspires it, but it's just
it's Steven that inspires it, I can tell you.
yeah. All right.
Even if you
Y'all are
If you-
flattering.
Now,
if you didn't think you were going into a conversation to talk about sex, if you're talking to Steven, you're usually going to end up talking about it. So
Absolutely,
it's fine.
now, one more thing on this friend, was that introduction of anal a precursor to anything, or they were just like, by the way, you gotta know I love anal.
They
No.
they had a rough night.
Yeah, they had a rough night.
Involving anal?
Luke, kind of.
Kind of.
It was like involving a lack of anal, I think.
Yeah, they wanted it, but the other person was like really like on the fence and like not into it.
Gotcha. All right. So now this has been very, very hard for Steven in this time that he's invited you on the show, and now we're finally here. He's been like a floodgate. He's just a dam ready to burst with some sort of story or information or some phrase. I don't know. There's something that he's wanted to say, but has to his credit held back.
I have not revealed anything that you are going to
Really?
share.
There's something.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm not very good at keeping these kinds of things.
So what Steven, do you want to? I don't know how you want to do this. I don't know what's going on. I feel like there's a birthday gift in front of me. I'm anxious to unwrap it.
All right, I'll lead into it, and then
Okay.
Kat, you'll have the spotlight. Okay. So so a handful of days ago, I guess now a few weeks ago,
It would have been, yeah, it was a few weeks ago.
Kat visited me at work and was very excited about something. And it was something that she had never heard of before, and neither had I.
Which is rare.
Yeah, actually, in this realm of things,
Mhm.
it was a delicacy for us both to have been able to experience something new together. And when Kat shared what it was, she eventually started to go into more details, and I was like, "Wait, please share this on the podcast with benefits." And she was like, "Okay." So that is what this is right now. I'm gonna go ahead and switch to the little spotlight view. That's the wrong person. There we go. All right, Kat, go ahead and tell your story.
Okay, so the term that Stephen and I mutually heard about together, and when I say excited, like I was very excited. Because you got to think, at this point I've had months of Stephen. So in these months of Stephen, we've talked about all kinds of things. And I mean, you've had months of Stephen, you understand.
I've had
And
years.
there's a whole podcast about it.
Yeah.
So we had talked about various things, all from all depths, whole spectrum. So for us not to have heard of a certain term was really exciting to me.
Yeah.
And so I come up to him, I said, "Stephen, have you ever heard of figging?" And he says, "What?" And I said, it's called figging. And so I looked it up. Just, I don't know if it was to like prove to myself again that it was real and like it wasn't like some like fever dream that I'd had earlier in the day. I mean, I smoke a lot of weed. So I was making sure, like, okay, so I look it up again and I'm like, here, it's this. And so what this is when somebody takes a peeled ginger root, you have to peel it. They peel the ginger root and then use the peeled ginger root as an anal plug. So that was the first thing that yeah.
That has got to be a spicy sensation.
To go with the John Mulaney theory, like you think you know what most things feel like. Spicy is such a mild word for it.
Oh my God.
I thought my ass was gonna end up in the ER.
Yeah.
Like it.
Okay. Well, all right. So how quickly after hearing the term did you make it a verb?
So I told Stephen about the term and he said, "Would you like to talk about that on my podcast. And I was like, I mean, shit, I'm willing to do it for the podcast.
Wow.
Like,
Do it for the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
I very much value my friendship with Steven. And also because
Put a
again,
ginger root up
I
your
will.
asshole.
Okay, hold on. I will never.
so I mean, and also you go with the theory of I'm sure I know what most things feel like. And if I haven't heard about it, then it's some obscure underground thing. Because if it's hidden from me and if it's been hidden from Steven, then somebody's kept this under wraps. So like maybe it was like that like hole in the wall restaurant that people don't tell other people about. Like maybe it was just like so good they don't want
Hole in the
people to
wall. Oh no.
There's a lot going on here.
there's a lot to unpack here. Yeah. So it's one of those things where you're like, I think I know what most things will feel like. So why not? Why not? Fuck
The
it. I'll
butthole
try
is
anything
so
twice. I don't care.
sensitive. And ginger is so strong. So, okay. Again, so you hear about this on, we'll say day 0. How many days elapsed before you put ginger up your butthole?
8 hours.
8 hours! 8 hours!
I move quickly.
You fucking sleep on it.
No.
Sleep on it. Holy shit!
You're basically just like immediately. I need some ginger. I got to try this shit.
That's barely like. Did you have ginger at home?
I mean,
Not enough to put up your asshole.
no, the other party. It was. I didn't bring it.
Oh,
I'm not bringing my own ginger. No.
Well, it's your
BYOG.
What do I look like? What do I look like? I'm not buying ginger to let someone put it up my butt. Like,
ginger's expensive as fuck too.
but that's what I'm saying. This is not going to cost me money by the end of it. Like, I'm doing it for
All right.
a story and a laugh.
All right.
So this was just to clarify. So just a classy lady.
Extremely.
So just to
Mhm.
clarify, so before experimenting with figging on your own, you just immediately were like, all right, yes, I will allow you, this other individual, to shave ginger and insert it into me.
Correct.
All right. What's your relationship with this other person?
I mean, we're buddies right now.
Buddies right now. That like so
They don't
our
live here,
buddies-
but they don't live here.
What?
They don't live here. They live elsewhere.
Okay, were you in person? Were you
Yeah,
over video?
Electronically.
They were visiting.
I don't
they were-
know. I don't
they
know.
were-
You say you're buddies. I
Here,
don't know
they were
what's going
here
on.
on business.
Okay, how long have you known this buddy?
Not that long.
Okay, it's not. There's no judgments. There's no.
Okay.
I'm trying to get
That's
a full reference for who you are and what this ginger is, and and how much of it went in your butthole.
I mean, like, what do you mean? How much of it? Like the ginger root,
Oh my
babe.
God.
Like,
like ginger root, like it comes. It looks like
Some
a
of those things are gnarly.
It's big, like it's like a coral reef, and you have to snap pieces off.
It's like a duck
So-
penis.
Right now,
I
the
wonder if
sky's
it-
the limit.
nothing snapped
How
off.
much ginger went up your beehole? Like, make a fist.
mm,
Okay,
probably like that much ginger.
and then give us some give us a width as well. We got length. Now we need width.
Give us the girth.
I mean, I don't know, like regular ginger girth, I suppose.
Regular. Okay.
Like,
So okay, so
I'm not like a ginger steward. Like, my only introduction to ginger was like
Was the only ginger you know is the one
right,
that
and I
goes in
didn't
the
spend
butthole.
much time looking at it visually.
Well, I would. Maybe you should. Okay. All right. Okay.
No, listen, it's one of those things. Like, you just got to do it. You can't think
No,
about
let's
it too
go
much, or
back
you're not,
to-
or it's not going to happen for
Let's
you.
go back to the statement that spicy was an
Mm.
understatement,
Understatement.
and that you said you thought you'd have to go to the ER.
I did
Okay.
not,
You didn't.
because I wanted to maintain some sort of dignity and self-respect.
No, it's fine. It's
No, I
look,
used to be a nurse, and I know people. Like, I can't go in there and be like, "Hey, I put ginger in my butthole."
whatever. So, like, was it like a plug or a bead? Like, did you go all the way in or just partial?
I mean, like partial. Like, it wasn't like to the hilt or anything.
to the hilt. So the
Oh.
ginger had a hilt.
I mean, it came back out, so
For
yeah.
reference, what other things have you put in your butt?
Oh, honey, we don't have time for that. It's
Okay, well, give
8:46.
us a small swath, a small sampling.
I mean, like,
A charcuterie board.
Yeah.
you want to talk about a charcuterie board? No, but let's see. I mean, most like okay, save for the ginger, it was like your regular like run of the mill stuff that you're supposed to put up your butt.
Fingers,
Like,
penises, and dildos.
yeah, plugs, stuff like that. Like for the most part, it's stuff
Plugs.
that like is. I mean, I don't think inherently you're supposed to put anything up your butt.
That's why I'm laughing. I'm like, you're required. And then immediately Chris is just like
I
finger,
listed the three
penis,
most common
dildo.
things I think that would go up a butthole. So the ginger was your first foray into something that's
Into like non-usually butthole
non-sex
things.
toy.
Yes, yeah. Mhm.
Okay. And you went right for ginger.
I mean, it was suggested to me. Yes,
All right.
Okay,
He-
so
he was cute.
I have some questions.
Yeah.
Can you like just walk us through the process? Like, did you arrive at this person's home, or did they
Yeah,
arrive at
give
your
us the
home?
full story.
Did they pull a ginger root out of their pants and then a carving knife and just start?
No, you'd use a spoon.
Like
You'd
a
use a spoon.
spoon?
I would.
Well,
Whenever I peel ginger, I use a spoon.
Stephen,
I
you met
didn't
this
know.
person, briefly, but you met this person.
Okay, there's okay.
Well, for me and for the listeners at home, could you give us start to finish, but like
It
Give
was
us a
something
tale.
that like we had already like talked about, so like this was prepared. This was already ready to go.
So you just got down to business.
Mhm.
Okay, and
We had
did
like
they-
already decided like this is what we were doing this week, and we were just going to be gross.
okay, all right. So now you see, like this little puzzle pieces that are just falling into place. So this person lives out of town,
Correct.
and you're communicating while this person's out of town, and this person's like, "Hey,
I mean, they were in town, but like we were not together. We had shared messages before when they got
Sure.
here.
Sure." And this person says to you, I've got some free time coming up. I'd really like to shove ginger in your butthole,
Amongst other things.
amongst other things.
Like
So
they would
was
like
that
to do
like
other
the-
things
was that
to me,
the-
like not
the-
put other things in my butthole.
Was that the climax of the evening, or what was that like the foreplay?
Mhm.
Where does ginger butt play fall on your
Early into the night.
early on? Okay,
Mm.
all right. So
so that was the
just
seasoning.
heating things up. All right. What else happened? If I may.
Oh God. Oh God. Mm.
Good.
Okay. So the ginger thing, and I know it's hard to think like, oh God, what else happened after that? But a lot of things.
Okay, all right, I'm jumping ahead of myself. Wait, let's go ahead and answer the question. How did that day start out for you?
How did that day start out for me?
Yeah.
It started with like flirty messaging.
Okay.
I mean, I had shit to do that day. I always have shit to do. But going through the shit that I had to do, going through the shit that they had to do, we had to exchange messages back and forth. I'm a very forward person. So when the conversation started taking a turn towards sex, and again, I'm on a sex positive podcast, so very sex positive. I'm like, all right, let's lean all the way in. So I leaned all the way into the conversation, and it was just one of those things. We figured out that we had similar likes and things that we were into. So it was just flirty talking back and forth. And then I went and saw my friends at the levee.
Okay. And then you saw your friends.
Mm-hmm.
So that happened before.
No, the texting happened before I saw you guys. The ginger in my butthole happened after.
Well,
Okay.
right. So you text, you flirt, a little flirty. You
Mhm.
go
Hang
hang
out
out
with
with
my
your friends,
Mhm.
and
then I go back to homie's house and get ginger put in my butthole.
you're still okay. Okay. No,
I'm
you
like,
don't
I'm
just open the door and he just goes, boop. No. Yeah.
I mean, kind of.
You leave your friends. You
Uh-huh.
go over to this person's home.
Correct.
and then like there's some more talking, or
Barely,
there's immediate disrobing.
pretty much.
Excellent. All right.
And he had the ginger at the ready.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What do I look like standing there watching somebody shave ginger?
I mean, that could be foreplay. I don't know.
Yeah, that
Could be
might be like,
exciting.
ooh, yeah.
Ooh, I have a
ooh,
culinary
shut
thing,
that
like,
fucking ginger, you dirty,
hell
dirty
yeah.
boy.
Mm.
Okay, did this happen in the living room, in the bathroom, in the bedroom, in the
In the
kitchen?
bedroom. In the bedroom.
Okay.
We have some
So-
self-respect.
On the floor, on the bed.
In the bed.
Okay.
And were you
Yeah.
laying down?
What's
were
the
you
position? Are you like face down, ass up?
doggy style?
Chris is doing it perfectly.
Yeah, like this. The,
If you want to show the audience.
I do.
We have here. Hold on. I'll drag you. There we go. All right. So this is.
It was very much like that.
Okay. Was there
Okay.
any stimulation beforehand, like any
I
fingering?
mean,
any kissing?
yeah. Like your general foreplay type stuff.
Yeah, just making out, a little, some
Is
nipple rubbing.
the ginger lubricated?
I think we forgot that part.
It's kind of moist on its own. If you
I think that
shave
might have,
ginger,
yeah, but I think that might have added to the discomfort. Because I think we forgot about that.
yeah, arch that back.
Rest in peace.
Hindsight is 2020.
So hindsight, Jesus.
So you're in the position that Chris just demonstrated so beautifully, and so as the ginger goes in, what were you feeling?
How was your headspace there at that moment?
Again, so like I said, like that John Mulaney theory, like you think you know what most things feel like. I think I was prepared for like what it felt like anytime I've had anything else in my butt.
Oh no.
Uh-huh.
So you're not like, okay. Yeah, again, ginger is, like just a pinch of ginger goes a long way. So ginger root, like if you were to take a bite out of that, that is fucking some spice.
Yeah.
That you're not really prepared for.
Correct.
And the butthole is all soft tissue. It's all very sensitive. So walk us through those moments.
So you've seen have you ever been to a Renaissance festival?
Yeah.
Yeah, Stephen. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Most people, I'm sure, if they're watching our show, I'm sure they've been to a Renaissance festival.
Maybe.
We attract a crowd, a certain type, which is great. But so like you see those guys that like eat like the flaming swords and shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like that, but at like the other end.
A flaming hilt?
Yes.
All right.
So like, is this so? I'm sorry if you have to relive anything.
No. Like I said, him and I are buddies. Like,
but like, so it was a burning sensation.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming intensely so.
Yes.
Did it? Was it like sort of contained, or did it feel like it spread further than where it entered?
It was like a whole body type thing. Like my fingertips hurt.
Your fingertips hurt.
Oh now my God! Now I'm intrigued.
Hold on, Chris.
Yeah.
Before you start shaving some ginger.
No. I mean, I need a consenting adult first, but okay, all right. Was it immediate, all body pain, or was it like did it like stem out and grow?
Like stem out, like it like slowly crept. So it wasn't even like a slow creep. It was, I mean, like when I say slow, I mean begrudgingly slow.
Oh.
All right.
Okay. I'm starting to get the appeal here now.
Yeah. I see. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. So
and then but then there's like this other thing that happens. So like it hurts. It hurts. Like you think like, oh my God, I'm going to have to go to the ER for this. But at the same time, you're like mad horny because of it.
How, like, if you could, do you think you could have counted before you said, oh God, I'm going to have to go to the ER? Or was it like, pop, oh fuck, I need to go to the ER.
You probably get about a 4-second delay.
4 seconds. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
you get a good 4 seconds to like really grasp what's happening to you. You get 4 seconds to regret all of your decisions up until that point.
Oh fuck. All
And
right.
then how long from that point until you start to like realize that it's doing something positive, that it's giving you some kind of pleasure?
No, it still wasn't positive. Even
Oh.
though you're mad horny, like you still want to die.
Oh,
Sure.
Yeah.
so it's like a desperation.
Yes.
Okay. So and after 4 seconds, where you like
It's
take that
A
out of my
very
asshole.
terrible juxtaposition. Because like you're mad horny, but you're in a lot of pain.
Sure. So like, how quickly did you ask for it to be removed? Or did you?
Probably-
I'm sorry. Like,
I
I'm
mean,
kinda- I need
probably
to-
like 15, 20 seconds in.
Wow, you're a fucking trooper. Okay.
I tried.
So wait.
I wanted to
Back up the fucking train again. So that's a solid at least 11 seconds of like, I'm gonna have to go to the emergency room. Because you
Did
said
you-
four
I
Did
seconds.
you
was
remove
going
yourself from the
over-
bed?
No, so like no, I was on the bed. So like I was going over in my head, I'm like, all right, it's a Saturday. Here's who's gonna be working at this ER. Here's who I know who's gonna be working at this ER.
You were totally out. Like I damn it, I need you to put more ginger in your butt.
Yeah, I was like going through. I'm like, okay, if I go to the closest ER, who am I gonna run into that? I
right.
know
Yeah,
there?
you were
And like,
going
is
for-
it worth it,
for
or
money.
am I just gonna have to suffer?
Now, okay, so let's skip ahead to that moment where he takes the ginger out of your asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Your flaming asshole.
Yes.
At what point did at any point after that did your body begin to relax, and or did the discomfort when did the discomfort go away?
Pretty soon after that,
Okay.
but I think it was more because I don't know. I think it was because I was focused on other things. I imagine.
Focused on other things. So you're very vague. I have to imagine. Okay, so that was the.
I mean, when
foreplay.
somebody balls up your own underwear and shoves it in your mouth, you kind of forget about your butthole.
Sure.
So that is something that happened then.
That is something that happened.
Okay.
Was there any more butt play?
Oh
That
yeah,
was-
there. I mean, yeah, but it was like your like normal butt play.
Okay.
So
No fruits or vegetables involved.
did you do no bananas?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Did you just like do butt play, or did you have anal sex after this?
No, that wasn't a possibility.
Okay. Is it because of the figging?
No,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
Come on.
And then-
They were much too large for that. to have
okay.
happened.
All right. Okay. Maybe that's why the ginger then, because it's a little bit more. I don't know. I don't know.
And also, I'm built different, so it was just one of those things. Like
I don't know
Even-
why, but I immediately imagined your asshole just being somewhere else. Like, I'm just built different. It has like an asshole on their chin.
No, but it is. I'm built different. So it was one of those things that like even if we hadn't had the ginger, it wouldn't have happened.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fair. So, you only inserted the ginger anally. You didn't try it
Mhm.
anywhere else. in the body?
No.
You
No,
have you ever eaten ginger raw?
Mhm.
Okay.
I like it with sushi. I did go and get sushi the other day and did not get ginger as a
No?
result of this. Yeah,
So has this changed how you view ginger?
it has. It has.
A ginger tea, is that out of the question now? Off the table?
I think it's more just like raw ginger. Like if it's like in something or something has like the essence of ginger, I think that'll be fine.
Essence of ginger.
Would you say that you now permanently
whisper.
have the essence of ginger?
I do. It is part of my DNA. So
You fused with the ginger, and the ginger's fused.
yeah,
You like
Yeah.
walk into the room. Do you smell ginger?
it's me. It's always me.
I just put it.
It's always me.
All right.
um,
Figging. All right.
would you? So, what do you think? And maybe your partner in this
0 out of
scenario-
10 would not recommend.
So you would not recommend.
Don't do it. This is a cautionary tale.
What?
Don't be a simple bitch. Do not
Don't
put ginger
say
in your
that.
butthole. No. Yes, say that. Do not put ginger in your butthole.
You can't tempt me like that to put ginger up somebody else's butthole.
You
I
were
mean,
getting
then-
me aroused when you were talking about it, like slowly creeping and getting
Yeah.
you mad horny, and
It
like
does. It
on
does
the
get you
verge of
mad
death.
horny, but like it
I love
creeps
that
up
shit.
your spine, Steven.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
shit creeps up your spine. I
I
felt it
need
in
to
my
shove ginger up
eyebrows.
somebody's butthole now.
My ancestors were whispering their disappointment to me through that. Like
Through your
it.
asshole.
They were like, "This bitch."
They
This
live
is
in the
terrible."
ginger. Yeah.
They did. They were like,
Your dead
"This."
relatives
Live
live
in
in
the
ginger.
We did all this shit to get to America for you to let people put ginger in your butthole. Like they were upset. It was fine.
I need to shove ginger up someone's butthole now.
Somebody wants
all right,
updates
Chris, I
every
guess we gotta-
week.
I
We
just,
have a comment that somebody wants updates every week after you both try it, and I
I'm going
agree.
to put it up somebody else's butt. I'm not going to put ginger up my asshole.
But see, you can't
What if
tell other
I put
people
it
to
up
do
your
it.
asshole
I'm
and
not
you
trying
put it up
I'm
mine?
saying I want to find a consenting adult that will allow me.
I mean, we're out there.
I'm sure they are. So I'm saying don't dissuade them, you know?
So I guess my question: you say 0 out of 10 would not recommend.
Correct.
Excuse me. You actually you suggest that nobody ever do this.
Right.
So what do you think then the allure is for this individual? Is it like a control thing? Do they want to see you in pain or in like arousing pain?
Both.
Okay.
Little column A, little column B. That was
Yeah.
the whole point of it. Yeah.
Yes. Like it wasn't until you said that you felt the pain branch out through your entire body where I immediately was like, oh, now I'm in, you know, now like before it was just like your butthole's on fire. Okay.
No, you literally feel it like branch, like I could feel it like come down like the tops of my arms.
See, I need to do that to somebody else.
Mm.
But I digress. How did your poop go after that? How was your bowel movement?
It was fine. I don't. There was nothing like noteworthy. I don't remember
Okay.
anything noteworthy afterwards. So
So
it
I'm
was
not
like,
seeing
I mean,
any
short
downside.
recovery time. So okay, if you decide to be a simple bitch and let a podcast host or someone else put ginger in your butthole,
This is going to be on the
Um,
news. Like several people are going to be on the news because there's like a new pandemic and it's ginger and assholes.
if for some stupid as fuck reason you look at me and say I want to be like her, fine. But if you do it, just know that you think you know what most things feel like and you don't.
So the
It will,
okay,
it will change you as a person.
the only
I miss who I was before I let someone put ginger in my asshole.
that's I think all mental because I like
I mean, he was hot. Like it's
your
fine.
story thus far. I'm not hearing any downsides. Like there's the pain,
burning pain spiking through your
pain
body.
receded quickly after removal. You were still able to go on and function and have sex.
You had a normal
your,
poop.
Your poop did not hurt afterwards. You did like I assume you can still function as you functioned prior to ginger. BG and post G. Before ginger and post ginger.
I mean, yeah.
So like there's no, at least for 20-ish seconds of ginger insertion, there's no lasting effects of danger. I'm gonna have to do more research. I can't just have a blanket statement of I
I mean,
recommend
here's the
cigarettes.
thing though. This is the only research that I've done. So who's to say that like
Hands-on research.
but that's what I'm saying. Who's to say that at like 26 seconds that shit don't hit different? I don't know. So if you feel like you have to test it out, that's fine. But don't ever say that Kat told you to do it.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
No, the podcast with benefits does not
Condone ginger in your
condone
butthole.
ginger butthole play.
Unless
However, if you're interested in trying, reach out to me. I will supply the ginger.
Yes, do not buy your own ginger for this. If you're going to let somebody put ginger in your asshole, at least make them buy the ginger. That was my one rule going into it.
I have to highlight this because I love this.
Yeah.
I wish I was the person I was before I let someone put ginger in my butthole. Needs to be on merchandise. That was Imagine
That's
Max.
definitely shirt-worthy. Yeah, that's definitely t-shirt worthy.
I mean, I can see that because I really do. Like that version of Cat was a much more unassuming, much more trusting person. She was simpler, she was happier.
8 hours.
I mean,
8 hours from hearing about the idea to
I
okay.
work quickly. Like I said, he was out of town. He had a flight to catch.
All right.
So I this is gonna sound weird. So I don't have a vagina.
What?
Sorry, Chris.
What was
I'm
that?
sorry.
Bullshit.
I apologize. I'm sorry.
What
I
have you
didn't
been
mean to
sending me
mislead you.
pictures of?
Yeah, what's happening right now? Our
He
whole
only agreed to do
relationship's
this
a lie.
podcast if I had a vagina. But no, so I don't have a vagina, so I don't know exactly how a vagina feels. So my question to you is, as an individual with a vagina,
Mhm.
do you think the sensation would be similar or heightened or lessened if you were to do this vaginally?
Oh god, I think heightened. I don't think there would have been any kind of like I think the mad horny just came from the fact that like something was in your butt and like your body is like, "Hey, that's new." Um
So the level of mad horny, it was the same as if there was fingers or a dick in your butt.
yes. Actually more so because yes, the pain does add to it, but for me the pain was not worth it.
Okay.
Okay.
For me, there's other things that you can do to be that horny besides putting ginger in your butthole.
Well, obviously, there's plenty more things you can do to be, like this. But it's about that. It's riding that line of fucking pleasure and pain.
Again, 0 out of 10 would not recommend.
Oh God.
So this is
I love pleasure and pain. Like we can talk about that all day. I did not think that the ginger was a good way to go about that.
so I'm sorry. So you may not know the answer to this, and that's okay. Did they keep the ginger? Did they use it afterwards?
I do not know the answer to that. No.
Okay, I'd
So
be very
the
interested.
whereabouts of the ginger are unknown.
It could be anywhere.
I mean, I can ask them if we can like have it to like
I'll put it on the
auction off or
shop.
something. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we can auction it.
Let's just hold on to it for a while. Let it, build.
Cat's
some-
butthole ginger.
It'll be
Someone
the
would buy
community
it.
ginger. Well, it'll be passed on so that many people can try this. They can
It's
all
just
have
gonna do it
an
like
anal
like
experience.
just little. We'll cut off little bits of it and sell the bits.
Oh,
Yes,
we do like the
exactly.
bits here.
But like as somebody who also puts things into people's butthole, I would not recommend. Like I would not tell anybody that I'm currently saying like, "Hey, can I put some ginger in your butt?"
Well, do you enjoy inflicting pain on other people?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
See, like when you first told me what figging was, and maybe this is a bad thing to do, but I assumed
Figging is a bad thing to do. So
well, I assumed though that
should be
the
illegal,
scenario would
like,
involve the person with the figging fetish being the one who receives the ginger. But
like I think like Chris said earlier, it was more of a control thing, more of a I'm inflicting pain on you thing. That was where we came from it.
do you think anybody out there actually likes ginger in their ass?
I mean, maybe
If
You
you're
can
listening
learn
to
to
this,
love it, Steven.
if you're listening and you like ginger in your butthole, like I say something because
Yeah,
we
please
need to
reach out.
talk. We need to talk.
If you're
We can have like
familiar at all,
we could have a whole debate about the pros and cons of butthole ginger.
yeah, honest to goodness. So if any of our listeners or viewers have experienced or attempted figging, please reach out to us at bemorethanfriends@gmail.com. We want to hear your story, and it's okay if it's an alternative perspective. We love that here.
Absolutely, we welcome that. Yeah.
I mean, if you're like that, like Cat's insane. I love butthole ginger. Like, please, I want to know.
That's the greatest thing about it. It's none of this is fact. It's just all
Yeah, it's complete personal opinion. I mean, like there is like somebody currently in my life that I'm pretty sure if I told him like, hey, can we put ginger in your butthole for my friend Steven's podcast, they would let me do it.
But you said you're not going to sign off.
I mean, I wouldn't personally recommend it, but if he wanted to, like, he's very sex positive. He's open like that. He would let me do it.
See,
And I mean, at that
if
point,
you're
I would just
dancing,
tell him
like,
to do
This
it.
is how
like-
it starts. This is how it starts. We
you're
just pass the
like,
line.
I don't want to influence
But see,
you.
do you see how it comes full circle though? Because like at this point, like if I just straight told this dude like, hey, this is what we're doing, chances are he's gonna be like, that's cool.
This is
That's just how we're set up right now.
like things go viral. Is that like, one person figs one person, and then that person figs two people.
It's just
But the
simple
only reason we
economics.
would be doing it is so he could talk about it on the podcast and his contrasting and similar views. What I'm saying is that I do have somebody that, like, if you really want to hear about it from another person, that they would probably let me do it.
I will not.
Not going to stop you.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't want to.
That's what I'm saying. You don't want to, like, so don't offer it up, because now it's
Okay. Well, hopefully someone else in the audience.
I will shove ginger up somebody someday.
Okay, so we have a willing ginger inserter, which is
if I have to take one for the team, I'll do it. But
that's why I did it.
That's why.
Please, if there are any volunteers, reach out. But if I have to, I'll take one for the team. We'll make it a date, Chris. It'll be nice. Put on some.
Go out for a nice dinner first.
There's a song by Mr. Bungle called
I'll
"My
cook
Ass Is
dinner.
on
I'll
Fire."
cook dinner for you guys.
So we can listen to that. Oh, you'll have to. Okay.
So I'm being texted privately by the one person that they'll let me put anything in their butt but ginger.
Okay.
Anything but ginger?
Anything but ginger.
Flaming
Anything?
That's
a
what I was
flaming
told.
sword.
I mean, probably not a flaming sword, but like.
Well, you said anything but ginger.
That's what they said. I'm just reading text messages.
Well,
they
don't
said
tell me,
verbatim, I will take anything but ginger.
A cactus?
Probably not.
Well, then,
I don't think they, yeah, I mean, they
They
said
need
I'll
to
take
stop
anything
lying.
but ginger, but again, ginger is
wasabi.
like at least like relatively sized and shaped to go in your butthole.
Cucumber coated in wasabi.
I'm just imagining chopsticks with a little bit of wasabi. Just
Oh, it's burning. Oh. Whew. Anywho's. So,
Anyways,
figging, that happened.
figging happened.
Over for you.
It did. We're buddies now. It brought us close together.
What's your normal MO? What do you like? What do you don't like?
Um,
Tell us about Cat.
So my day-to-day depends. I think I date like anybody else. I have Tinder. Had plenty of fish for a while, had Hinge, but I think I date like anybody else. Right now my current day-to-day is like a dom sub type. That's typically like my main jam is like old school BDSM type stuff.
Okay. Any fun anecdotes from that lifestyle?
I mean, there's always fun anecdotes from that lifestyle, but
Sure.
I mean, are you talking like past year, like full lifetime? Because like I said, I have like a current
whatever's popping up in your mind.
thing.
What's an experience that you always think of? Like you think back fondly on this experience.
Oh, I think the figging will go down just because I got to talk about it on my friend's podcast afterwards. There's been so many experiences. There was one that, I mean, it wasn't particularly like a good experience, but like now looking back on it, it was really funny. And I've talked to this person since then, and it was funny for them too. So early on into, I lived in Washington State for a couple years, and I've only been back here for a few of them. And early on into moving back here, I was dating somebody who we had talked for a couple weeks, been to dinner dates, and by the time that we got to where we were taking each other's clothes off, they had forgotten to tell me that they had a prosthetic leg. And so the first time that I found out about it was as I was unzipping his pants. in his apartment at like 2 a.m. I look back on that fondly because it was like a really defining moment for me. Because I was like, well, I don't want to be the girl who like runs out. Like, I'm not ableist. So, like, I was like, you know, you just gotta like get through this.
Yeah.
And so I did. And it was really awkward and really weird. And I need someone to talk to because I just don't know how to cope. Because I don't know how like you left this out for 6 weeks. Like, how do you
Yeah.
not tell someone about this?
Yeah.
But like I
That
said,
must
him and
be a pretty good prosthetic for it not to.
I mean, it was the winter time, so he always had jeans on.
I guess
And
that's fair.
there's no odd gait or walk or anything. All right, good for him.
But I'm
Did
also
they
really not that
did they
observant.
remove it during
Yes, they did.
intercourse?
Yes,
Oh,
But
okay.
the way you expressed it, did it fall off or did it just?
it fell off.
Yeah.
That's why I said it was like a defining moment because like there were so many times like not because of consent, like I was consenting the whole time, but there were
Sure,
so
sure.
many times that like just my anxiety and like who I am as a person, I was like, I can't do this. Like I need to leave, but I didn't.
Now, is that your only sexual encounter with this person?
Yes.
Okay. At any point, did you want to use the prosthetic?
No, no, not at any point. No, other than to put it back on them. No, other than for its intended purpose.
All right. All right. I don't know. Just checking.
No.
You know.
But no, I mean, like it's funny now, but
Sure.
it was a what I consider a defining moment in sexual history because I'm a lot more in depth with my preliminary questions now.
You said you've talked to this person afterwards. Did they like apologize for?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
we both apologized to each other because I was super weird after it,
Sure. Sure.
like you would be.
Right.
And yeah, so I apologized and they apologized. They were like, you know, I just didn't know how to tell you. I'm like, well, I mean, something.
Oh, so they purposely withheld the information.
Correct.
What if that's their kink? What if they're like watching for you to like, oh, the leg's about to fall off. Bam, it fell off.
I mean,
Got him.
Surprise prosthetic.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know this person.
That is a fetish though. There's a fetish for prosthetic limbs.
and that's what I'm saying. Like but I didn't want to be like, I don't know. I didn't want them to think that it was like the what is like I didn't want them to think that that's why I wasn't into them because it wasn't.
Right.
Yeah.
It was the shock of it.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
so did this person, was it a lack of confidence? Like that they were
Mhm.
just like, they thought that you wouldn't, you know,
They thought that I wouldn't hook up with
and
them.
I don't get that
otherwise.
vibe from you at all. Like,
No,
I
not at
feel
all. Like I would have been like, all right, cool.
all right,
Like
let's
just
go.
tell me
Yeah.
about it.
Rub that nub on me. Let's go.
I mean, right. I let somebody put
That's
ginger in my
probably-
butthole. Like
Yeah. All right. All right.
if you're down for ginger, you're down for most things. Like
I'd say so.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a very fair
there's
assessment.
not a lot that I'll say no to.
So what aside from ginger, have you ever had any other like strange requests from a partner?
To find strange requests.
You know, like I mean, just what's something that stands out as strange for you?
I mean, not a lot. That's why I came to you with the figging as excited as I did, because not a lot stands out as strange to me.
What would be a thing that you think if you shared it with the general public, they would think that it's?
I mean, the old school BDSM. That's still not really highly looked upon. People think of them as sexual deviants, and especially like the dubs, like the I keep mixing words, like
The
the
dubstep.
the dubstep.
Yeah.
You should judge people for that, but
Just to clarify, for dubstep, right?
yes, you should
Yeah.
judge people for
If
that.
you listen to
If you
modem
listen to-
static, yeah, you should probably go fuck yourself.
You deserve it. Yeah, at that point, it's sometimes it's okay. But I think BDSM is definitely the biggest thing that I mean, things that are normal for me, like texting someone and telling them that they need to go put a plug in for the rest of the night. Like that's normal. That's normal for me. Like my current life, the way that it's set up right now, that's a normal thing for me. Other people, that is sexual deviancy and they can't even conceive of that. So I think the biggest thing that like if the general public knew that I was as hardcore into as I am would be Dom sub BDSM. Because
So I mean,
I'm
yeah, you
getting to
can't go
flex my
around telling
Dom
me like, yeah,
muscles.
I choke bitches, but um, I don't know. I mean, it's becoming more and more acceptable, but
Mm,
I think what Steven's question is for you. Are there things? What can you think of that you have only been asked of once? Like, I'm sure there's things that people like that partners and or whomever asks of you often, like show me your titties is a very common request.
right, I hear that at
So, what
Walmart.
is a very uncommon request?
Right, that's at Walmart.
Wait, what?
Chastity.
You say
I said
that's what?
I
What's
hear
at
show me,
Walmart?
I hear show me your titties at Walmart. Like,
Oh, okay. I thought
yeah, like
I thought
that.
you were saying that you just buy odd requests at Walmart.
I can go find that at Walmart.
You
Yeah,
you like
you
weird
really
sex
could.
stuff? Give me money. No. I think like the one that I've heard that I've not heard from anyone else, and like considering like the lifestyle that I've lived as long as I have, chastity would be the most recent one that I've only had one person talk about that with me.
Okay, and
So chastity, can you explain what you mean by that?
That is like wearing a device that locks away your manhood.
okay,
So I've only had one partner that is into that, and that's a new experience for me. And like I said, considering the lifestyle that I've been in for a long time, I know some people would say, "Oh, well, I hear about that in BDSM all the time." Yeah, you hear about it, but have you ever actually done it? Like,
right.
you haven't.
So what? Yeah, what are the? How long was this person wanting to wear the chastity belt?
It's not a belt; it's more of like a device. It's
Is it
think
the
like
dick cage?
just dick and balls.
Right.
Um,
No, I think I've seen
they
the
have a
contraption.
cage. Yeah, they have a cage. They have a
Yeah,
cage.
I've seen the cage before.
Hmm. Yeah,
How long?
I had him put that on the other night.
For how long?
Mm, 4 hours.
My concern with that is the erection that you're bound to get.
That's the point.
Oh no! Oh no! Uh,
I mean, I've I've gotten an erection in tight pants, and it's a pretty bad
it's
experience.
uncomfortable. Yeah.
So like an erection in a tight metal or whatever
Cold metal
kind of
cage.
material.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh-huh.
that's to
Yeah.
me that sounds like uncomfortable and kind of grueling, but
Good for them.
I can see it's
But that's the control part of it, is that they have to control that for themselves.
Yeah.
Like if they don't want to be in pain, if they don't want to be uncomfortable, they have to control that for themselves.
and like it's kind of like extreme edging. You don't even have the option.
Right.
That's
That's the
probably
point.
why Chris doesn't like
No.
it. he's
Are you
he's
uncomfortable
I want to be
anti-edging
with
part of that. Yeah. I don't want-
for
Really?
himself. For himself.
Fuck no.
Oh,
No.
that's
Oh,
like my whole week is going to be set up around that.
that's great. I'm happy for you. No, I inflict my will and control on others. I don't. That's not my bag.
Oh, me too. That's what I'm into.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
we're too much alike to.
This is actually the first time that I'm actually getting really to flex that side of myself. I'm usually the assumed submissive.
Sure.
I think because I am as feminine as I am, and it's not that I don't like being submissive. Obviously, I do. But I have always wanted to like do like the more like dom sub relationship where I'm the dominant, and I've always wanted to be the one to top. So I get to flex that right now. So
That's
I'm
awesome.
having fun. Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
So what's on your to do list then? I mean, what kind of things?
They're
Spoiler alerts for whomever's getting this, but
yeah, they're watching. So I don't want to give away my full to-do list.
well, okay. How about can you do an exclusive for us then? Can you make them
Mhm.
do something right now?
Ooh,
I mean,
okay.
yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
You got
All
to
right.
like we got to come up with something, but
Oh
I can
no, this is all you. I want to see you flex that muscle.
do that.
Get in that headspace if you need to, wherever you need to be.
Let me see what they're up to right now.
All right.
Do you consider yourself So when you're a dom, are you more like aggressive or
Soft dom.
soft dom? Okay.
Hmm.
Right.
Yeah, I very much want it to be I'm doing this because I care about you. I'm doing this because I want you to feel good because I know that this is something you like. And I mean, it's something that I've been into.
Mistress.
Hmm.
Mistress Cat or just Mistress?
Just mistress. I mean, mistress cat would be hot too. I haven't suggested that one. See, like I said, this is my first time getting to flex it, so I'm
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm trying things out as I go, and they've always been more the assumed dominant, so they're trying things out as they go too.
Okay.
So
Well,
that's actually pretty cool that you with your partner you're exploring these other roles that you don't typically get to explore.
Um,
Do you ever find yourself kind of reverting back into any patterns as a sub, like from the past?
so it's a newer thing. Like we've only been talking about 2 weeks. Um, but I mean, yes, but I think because most of our conversation is in text message, I've been able to have that buffer where even if I like feel like I'm about to say something, I can type it out and then I can delete it and be like, "Oh, nope, that's not where I'm trying to be. That's not where either of us are trying to be." So yes, it happens, but on their end, do they see it? No.
is it strictly via text, or is there any?
Right now, it is. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to get to any kind of real talk, like real time, like either on the phone
Oh
or
yeah,
audio?
yeah. No, they live close, and we definitely plan to play here very soon. They actually had a really cool idea for Steven's podcast, or for your podcast too, Chris.
Oh, thanks.
Uh,
I'm sorry, I revert to that just because I've met
Well,
like
you know, Steven,
I
I
spent
don't
my
think
whole
I don't think
I spent my whole summer with Steven.
I'm
So.
not that frail where I'm like, it's my dude. No, it's you. You know,
no,
Steven.
this is Steven's podcast, and Chris is here too.
I'm gonna go put myself in a fucking dick cage. No, yeah, I don't. You're fine. Well,
So are
you share your idea?
yeah.
Am I what?
Are you able
You
to
are
share
the
your idea?
queen of like teasing shit. What's this idea?
Like, what do you mean? Like the ones that I'm gonna like have this week,
You
or?
said they had an idea for the show.
Your play partner.
Oh,
has an
oh,
idea for the
oh,
show.
Just coming on to the show, like both of us,
What the
and
fuck? Just hold on, time out. I apologize. Put Chris in a cage with some ginger. What the fuck? I don't understand why. Like, because you get a reaction out of me. Is that it? Oh my goodness! This whole group.
Oh, Trip Fantasy said, "Put Chris in a cage and leave the rest to us." Winky
Oh
face.
my goodness, you guys.
God, you're not allowed to leave until all of the ginger is gone.
Fuck.
It's going up somebody's ass
Well, I will eat some ginger. I love ginger, but
after it's been up an ass.
I mean, it depends on the butthole. It depends on how prepared the butthole was.
Would you
I'm
eat
not
ginger
going to
from my
immediately
asshole?
dismiss it. But like, if you have a nice clean butthole, who am I? I'm not too proud.
Would you eat ginger from my asshole?
I don't. It depends on how much prep work you've done, Steve.
No prep time. Right
None.
now.
No, I will not eat ginger out of
Okay.
your unprepped
Why?
butthole. Why?
Why?
I wouldn't, because it's. Would you? Okay. I love Steven. I love Steven. As we discussed earlier, when talking with Steven, fluids often are involved.
Correct.
Okay? And I don't care for any fucking butt fluid from Steven to be in my mouth.
That's
Now,
fair.
if he has freshly showered and I've got some guarantees that, like there's, some solid, it's been a while since
Oh.
the poop has happened,
Okay, all right.
That's what I'm like. Hold on. Where are we going?
I have guarantees that there are some solid fluids,
Yeah, guarantees of some solid time has lapsed.
solidified paste.
Yeah. Then I'd probably eat some Steven butt ginger.
Okay.
Well, that's awesome. I'm honored.
We'll see.
Thank you.
We'll see where this goes.
You do the fig and Al. No, you'll do the figging, and you'll also do the eating. I'll just lay there,
It
basically.
depends. Like, see, I like.
Just so you
Yeah.
guys know, you guys said that you wanted like a live command. So I told them, I said, go plug until I'm done with this stream. And they said, yes, mistress.
All right,
So
fantastic.
that's
All
what
right,
we're
you heard
doing.
it here, folks. We got to go all night.
So as long as I'm here, that's what they're doing with their
They
night.
will never remove this.
Yeah. Okay.
It's actually pretty interesting. I wonder how many other people have listened to this podcast with a plug in their butt.
I don't know. But you can definitely guarantee that there is one
at
person
least one
that
So-
is listening to this podcast.
If
right
only
now.
Spotify Wrapped kept track of that.
Your
This is what you
year-end
listen to
butt
with a
review.
podcast. Like these
So
are the podcasts you listen
I
to.
apologize.
when you
I
anally
got
plug.
sidetracked by the comment section, and please keep the comments coming up. We love them.
Yeah,
Thank you
and
for-
also
for engaging, participating.
if you have any questions for Kat or for any of us,
Kat has a
if
question
you
for Kat. Can Kat
Oh.
run real quick?
I'm sorry.
Absolutely. Now is a good time to take a quick 5.
Okay.
So, folks, go ahead and Kat, you can go, and we'll see you back here in just a moment.
Okay. Thank you.
Everybody who's in the comment section, please keep commenting and stay with us. We're going to take a quick pause for station identification, and you can pick this back up on part 2 with Kat. And apparently you can keep the Chris fanfic torture porn going. I don't know what's going on here, but I guess I'm here for it.
So are you going to take a break for a second then?
I think so. I think a quick pause for just to we have a nice book ending for part 1 and part 2.
All right.
And then we'll
So I'll just go ahead and do the little outro thing.
Yeah.
But the stream is going to continue, so you guys don't have to leave. You can stay here. I'm just going to kind of chill here, just so that
I'm not
there's.
going anywhere, but yeah, we can just do a quick
Oh,
video.
okay.
And,
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll do the thing real fast.